going on, my horror fans and friends? It is your boy Woodsboro Fanatic, and we are back with day 9 of my horror movie challenge, watching and reviewing a movie I have never seen before. Now, if I'm being completely honest, this film today is one that I heavily debated on whether or not I even wanted to include in this challenge, because this is probably not even going to be a review. This is more so going to be a rant, but nonetheless, let's get into it, guys. Today's film is Blumhouse's Imaginary, the newest 2024 theatrical release, written and directed by Jeff Wadlow. Now, I'm just going to get straight to the point. I'm really going to try not to drag this, but this was one of the worst horror movies I have ever seen in my lifetime. Again, this isn't even really going to be a review, because aside from one cool set piece at the end of this movie, there was essentially nothing to even warrant this film a review. And I really don't even want to discredit the actors or their work on this film, because I know they tried their best to give it their all. So, I don't want to bash this film, but there is definitely something to talk about here. And really, it has to do with Blumhouse as a studio, because what in the fuck are you guys doing? Like, genuinely.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
I know I'm not the only one thinking this, because there is a multitude of people among the horror community that feel these same exact sentiments. The magic that Blumhouse once had is completely gone. It's genuinely frustrating trying to wrap my head around the thought that they went from such quality films such as Sinister, such as Get Out, such as Insidious, such as Paranormal Activity. I could go on and on. They had such a hot start, and instead of capitalizing on that and making even better films, they decide that, well, because of our reputation in the past, we know we're going to make a buck off any piece of shit that we release in the theaters, and we know these people are going to eat it up. So this is what they continue to do. They continue to drop garbage, just like Imaginary, just like Night Swim. Oh my god, guys. This was such a sorry excuse for a horror movie, and the fact that they put so much marketing and advertisement into this film is... You know, I'm a very open-minded person when it comes to horror movies. I've seen my fair share of trash when it comes to these films, but this movie had me genuinely laughing out loud throughout that last act because of how absurd and how ridiculous this shit was. Look, if you've seen my reaction to the trailer when this first came out, I knew what we were getting ourselves into. I did not expect it to be this terrible, and I really didn't even want to see it, but somebody has to take the liberties of telling you guys to avoid this shit. And though I'm not one to tell people how or where to spend their money, this is what I will say. If you guys continue to pay to go see these movies in theaters, Blumhouse will continue to make them. As long as they know that they are going to profit from these, we are going to continue to get them. And that is a huge disservice to the horror genre. Blumhouse, I really am rooting for you guys to get your shit together, and I hope you find it in your hearts to start going back to making quality films. Because you cannot continue to slap people in the faces with these garbage attempts at what you would call a horror film. This is unacceptable. And do yourselves a favor and get some actual fucking writers instead of hiring some AI-ass technology to write these damn scripts. The shit was awful.